go. I just helped the guy carry it from the van, and it feels really light. Like worryingly light. Treads! So the camera didn't turn on. I managed to get the bike out of the box. Here's the bike, come fully assembled. Both wheels on and just the handlebars are turned. That's why the box is so huge. In the little bag I got like the manuals, and I got some plastic pedals, tubeless valve stems, valve somethings, some shims, I'm not sure what for, maybe the calipers, pedal, spanner, multi-tool, charger, nicely folded invoice, and a bag. And then here is the bike. Let me get all this wrapping off. Okay, so I've just received this Orbea WILD HT electric bike 2020 model. Took it out of the ginormous box. I took the battery out and put it on charge. Straightened the handlebars, taken all the stickers off the bike. I took some video in unpacking this bike. However, the GoPro decides to do some extremely funny things and it didn't record. I've been riding it now for a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd give you a rundown on what I think of it, what the good things are, and if there's any bad things. So it's the Orbea 2020 WILD HT for hardtail, I guess. The only thing, well, the things that are different now are that there's a dropper post, which I did manage to internally route, and I'm just testing these Schwalbe Hurricanes, which I did actually ride yesterday in dry woods, and they perform pretty well, but they give you a bit more comfort, a bit better rolling on the road. So the 29-inch model. So we start at the front, we've got the Marazaki Z2s, which seem pretty good. You've got this dial which you can turn to make it firmer and firmer and firmer. Instead of like a lockout, you've got adjustability. Handlebars, all good, very comfortable. I'd probably want to change the grips soonish. They're not that forgiving, they're quite hard rubber. The brakes are some Shimano like basic range, but they look very similar to the levers and the calipers on this bike, which are some XT brakes from a few years ago. The calipers look fairly similar. There's a few noticeable differences, like this is a split pin and not like a little bolt or a threaded pin as such. But the discs, they are floating and they are quite big, because obviously you need to have quite large brakes for the extra weight. So I've thought they've actually been really good. They're definitely, like, you can still use one finger and it stops you okay on really steep stuff as well. So coming down here, we've got the battery which you can take out, which is quite difficult. If I pop around this side, you can see there is the keyhole. Now the funny thing is there's no plug on this at all, so mud and water and whatever else can go in there and sort of slide along the battery, and I think they'll just drip out the bottom here. I presume they designed it like that because the previous model, the previous year's model, had a plug there, but I guess it just allows a bit of airflow, which is probably quite good. Always one thing that spooks me out with these e-bikes is the chainring doesn't go backwards, which makes oiling the chain quite difficult. So it's the 2020 Bosch CX line performance, and then we have SLX rear derailleur, which is very good. It's slightly noisy occasionally, Now I'm not sure whether that's the setup or what, but yeah, it's got the switchable clutch on there. Turn the clutch on so it doesn't bang around, keeps things quiet. Yeah, overall very good. I did put a video out on YouTube and how I managed to route this. I actually stuck a vacuum in there and then dangled a bit of string down there, and it sucked up there because the cable actually comes down here and then up there, which is not too bad. So I'd say it's very comfortable to ride, and it's definitely cross-country trail bike. I wouldn't put it in any kind of hardtail categories. It's good to ride for long distances. Like the saddle that comes on is quite squishy. It's quite good. They do get a bit of rattle from the front where the internal routed cables are wriggling around. You can actually see there's that foam that these cables are in. So I'm not sure if it's these cables which don't have it. One is the dropper post and one is the electric cable for the motor. So it could be that, because there is quite an excess of that in this section of the frame behind the sort of battery locking mechanism. Yeah, for the price point, so it's £3,000 or $299. It's very good. I really like the colour coding of the valve caps, and then the writing and the wheels. And no, they don't. I thought there's the tyres that come. Oh, they do a little bit. The tyres that come with it as well. These are the tyres that come with it. Meaning DHRs. And I think it's a DHF for the front. Yeah, it is. Excuse the messiness there. So those tyres are really good. You'll just set the pressures right, a little bit of squish, and you'll be fine with that. And in most situations. One little gotcha is the charge port here. So obviously you can take the battery out and charge it on its own. The charge port here, which is the Bosch weird proprietary charger socket. If you're charging the bike, you can't spin the pedals backwards. See? Just a weird quirk, I guess. I know some bikes have it on the top here, the charging port, which would still allow you to do that. But water tends to sit on these flat, so it's less prone to having water on it. I'll probably mention that it is not an issue really. The speed sensor here with the magnet, which is there. I've seen it done with where the magnet is in the disc, and the speed sensor's here, which is a little bit cleaner. But it's not caused me any issue yet. Just suppose the magnet will get a bit more abuse, and I do not want to lose that magnet. I really do like is the chain guard, because it doesn't make a noise. Just if you are going over rough stuff, which I have been, it will keep your chain on. Comes with this removable chain protector, chain stay protector, which I've actually dinged quite a lot actually, looking at the state of that. So I guess it doesn't fit that well. It could probably fit better. So I think I will probably at some stage put my own, wrap it in a tube or something. For the money, it's great. It's a really great bike. The geometry is nice and comfortable. You feel confident. With the 29-inch wheels, it rolls over everything. Very good. I definitely would consider it if you were thinking about it. And one thing, if you've never ridden an e-bike before, they go up incredibly steep hills that you just couldn't imagine riding up on a normal bike. I've tried actually, and even trying as hard as I could, you're just going too slow to be able to balance, and everything is incredible machines, especially off-road. On-road, not so much, but off-road, definitely. Just to put it into perspective, I've done 235 kilometers, which is 146 miles.